Now, this year, there's a census being taken in the United States, and the information gathered in this census accomplishes several things. First, it tells the government how to divide the representatives to Congress. And secondly, it gives the government a very good idea of the population density. And thirdly, it provides a large amount of demographic information that the government can use for various things. Now, in years past, a citizenship or residency question has been asked. This year, that's been left out. Well, if you're joining us in going through this reading plan through Ezra, Nehemiah, and Esther, today's reading is Ezra 2, 1 through 2, and 58 through 60, and I encourage you to read that passage. Well, Ezra 2, 1 through 2, and 58 through 60 says this. Now, these are the people of the province who came up out of the captivity of the exiles, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away to Babylon, and returned to Jerusalem, and each to his city. These came out with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Seraiah, Reelaiah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispar, Bigvai, Rehum, and Baanah. The number of the men of the people of Israel, all of the temple servants, and the sons of Solomon's servants were 392. Now, these are those who came up from Tel-melah, Tel-harsha, Cherub, Addan, and Immer, but they were not able to give evidence of their fathers' households and their descendants, whether or not they were of Israel. 60 of the sons of Delaiah, the sons of Tobiah, the sons of Nekoda. Well, chapter 2 is a discussion of the people who went back to Jerusalem with Zerubbabel. In addition to that, it lays out the population of the Levites who were to serve in the temple. And this information is essential because you will remember that only a direct descendant of Aaron could be a priest, and only a Levite could serve in other areas of the temple. Well, we have the same type of situation in our modern churches. While this is kind of a flawed illustration, it'll help us to picture the situation. We have pastors and deacons as two offices in the church. The pastors serve as spiritual leaders, and the deacons serve as those who help out the congregation, much like the priests and the Levites. Verses 59 and 60 are very telling for two distinct reasons. First, verse 59 tells us that there was a group of people associated with the Levites who could not prove they were Levites. This lack of ability is essential because God wants to keep those who were in service to him in official capacities pure in the sense of a bloodline. But there's another important reason as well. Followers of God have always been surrounded by those who are not followers of God. And these non-followers sometimes infiltrate in an attempt to change the worship and the fellowship that God has with his followers. We must keep our purity, so to speak, of worship so that we do not pollute it with the things that are around us. Now, there's always a tendency to incorporate that which is common in the culture into our worship, and we must be cautious when that occurs. We must begin to add other religious ceremonies and terms to Christianity, and if we do that, we're mixing the holy with the profane. Now, when I was growing up, the church that my sister attended was taking a retreat, and they called that retreat an ashram. Now, an ashram is a place of solitude for Indian, that's the country of India, religions. They were mixing Christianity with Hinduism. This kind of a mixture is always fraught with problems. We need to remain pure in our theology, clear in our purpose, and holy in our walk.